Welcome, listeners, to another episode of the Chris Talk Show. Here's your host, Chris Talks.
What's up, listeners? Hope that you are having a blessed day, because I am definitely having a blessed one. All right, let's get into our top topic for this episode, which is going to be the Charlie Kirk assassination, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Are you serious? But it's going to be the Charlie Kirk assassination. All right, so we're going to go to Sarah for this report. Let's just get straight into it. Go ahead, Sarah. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chris. Charles James Kirk, October 14, 1993 September 10, 2025 was an American right-wing political activist, author, and media personality. He co-founded the conservative organization Turning Point USA (TPUSA) in 2012 and was its executive director. He was the chief executive officer, CEO, of Turning Point Action, PACTION, and a member of the Council for National Policy, CNP. The Washington Post described him as one of the most prominent voices on the right in his later years, too. Kirk was born and raised in the Chicago suburbs of Arlington Heights and Prospect Heights, Illinois. In high school, Kirk actively engaged in politics, supporting Republican candidate Mark Kirk, no relation, and his U.S. Senate campaign. He briefly attended Harper College before dropping out to pursue political activism full-time. Influenced by Tea Party member Bill Montgomery. In 2012, Kirk founded TPUSA, a conservative student organization that quickly grew with backing from donors like Foster Friess. Kirk expanded the organization's influence through initiatives such as the Professor Watchlist and School Board Watchlist, which sought to fire or silence professors and educators through targeted harassment campaigns for sharing opinions opposed by Turning Point. In 2019, Kirk founded Turning Point Action, a political advocacy arm, and later, with Pentecostal pastor Rob McCoy, formed Turning Point Faith, aimed at mobilizing religious communities on conservative issues. Kirk hosted The Charlie Kirk Show, a conservative talk radio program, a key ally of Donald Trump. Kirk promoted conservative and Trump-aligned causes. He espoused a variety of controversial views, especially regarding his opposition to gun control, abortion, and LGBTQ rights, his criticism of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Martin Luther King Jr., and his promotion of Christian nationalism. COVID-19 misinformation, the Great Replacement conspiracy theory, and false claims of electoral fraud in 2020. He was instrumental in the re-election of Donald Trump during the 2024 United States presidential election. On September 10, 2025, Kirk was shot and killed while speaking at a TPUSA event on the campus of Utah Valley University as part of his Prove Me Wrong Tour 3. Back to you, Chris.
All right, Sarah, thank you for that report. We also have some clips. From different news organizations, and we're gonna play them real quick. All right. So hit that real quick.
Influencer Charlie Kirk has been pronounced dead following a targeted shooting at Utah Valley University. The incident occurred during a question and answer session at Utah Valley University on September 10th. U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed Kirk's death on Truth Social, calling him great and even legendary. Kirk was the founder of Turning Point USA, a nonprofit promoting conservative values on U.S. college campuses. This was the first stop of Kirk's American Comeback Tour, a fall series of live events aimed at young voters. As per reports, a suspect has been taken into custody, and authorities are investigating the targeted shooting. Photos from the scene show chaos, with attendees running as the attack unfolded during the campus event. Just before the shooting, Kirk had posted that Utah Valley University was fired up for the American Comeback Tour. Kirk was widely recognized as one of the most prominent pro-Trump figures and a vocal conservative media personality.
All right, listeners, that was just a little bit of insight on Charlie Kirk. Real quick, do we have any other clips? Do we have any other clips that we want to play? that we want to get into. All right, so okay, we have some witnesses. Witnesses or witness? Okay, whatever. We have a witness clip, real quick, to the insight of this assassination, because this is what I believe this was. This was an assassination. But let's get through all the clips and stuff like that, so I could give my view and my opinion. So, what's the next clip? Okay, so the next clip is a. Okay, let's just play the clip.
I was 15 feet away, and it was really hard to witness. He had just finished talking about his first subject was talking about, you know, the Mormon faith, and somebody had come up that converted from atheism to the Mormon faith. He talked about how much he loves us, and you know, it feels like they just have different opinions, and that's okay, but he loves our Mormon faith and he loves everybody, and it was just a lot of love and joy and kindness, you know. And then the next person came up, and it almost felt like a cue to me, because they talked about transgender gun violence, and then as the guy said shooting or shooters or something like that, you just hear the gunshot, and I'm sorry, you just see his neck just like open up, and there's just like so much blood that just came out. It was horrible, and all I felt was like everybody bringing me down to the ground, and I was sorry. Take your time. Okay. All I hear is screaming, and I see people running, and I'm like, it's not safe to run, it's not safe to get up, it's not. And all I'm saying is, please God, please God, please God, because I don't want to die, I don't want anybody else to die, and I think I just saw a guy die, you know. And we ended up getting up, and about 20-30 seconds later, and running into the building, and they took all the witnesses that were pretty close, me and about 12 other people, and we sat there for about an hour, and we're all just crying and seeing people posting the videos on social media. It was horrifying. It was horrible. I looked to see if there was a shooter. I didn't see anything. All I could see was Charlie was taken right away, and we were just still on the ground freaking out, not knowing what to do.
What was that like?
I mean, I don't think Charlie is necessarily contentious. I think he's very good at saying his points and being very blatant if you're interrupting him. There was only maybe, I would say, 60 people on this balcony that couldn't even see Charlie. They were like on a balcony above like his tent that were all saying, you know, chanting F Charlie Kirk, things like that, and had signs saying some pretty upsetting things about him. That was it. Everybody else was drowning out the sound and saying how grateful we are that he took the time to see us and talk to us. We had questions. We wanted to talk to him, and instead somebody selfish didn't care.
Yeah, and to be clear,
if I'm going to be honest, I had friends coming in asking if they needed tickets, and I said they didn't even check for my ticket, which I did get a ticket. They did not pat us down. I feel like I maybe saw 3 or 4 police officers in this whole environment of hundreds of people, I would guess, which I thought was a little odd. But at the same time, I thought, well, you know, it's Utah, which is probably an ignorant thought to think, but there was not much security precautions taken. There was none.
But did it sound like the shot came from behind?
Yes. It sounded exactly from behind us, and that's why I was so worried, and I looked, but I couldn't find anything. But you could also see, obviously, from the way that the blood just, it definitely was from behind. So, or in front of him, I would say, you know, but.
All right, if you don't mind, I'm going to chime in. I'm going to chime in about right now. So can you drop my bomb real quick? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into this, all right? Now, there is a lot to be said about this, okay? There is a whole lot to be said about this. I am completely shocked that somebody who is not a politician was killed in this manner. I am completely shocked about that. I am shocked about the way the whole thing went down. This is what a lot of YouTubers strive for. This is what a lot of YouTubers strive to be. They strive to be famous. This is what they strive to be. They strive for some level of fame. Now, wait a minute. Can we do this real quick before dive into it, can we drop a church bell real quick? Yes, please. Let's drop one real quick for the life that was lost in this situation. Let me say that we send our condolences to the family of Charlie Kirk. We do definitely send our condolences to the family of Charlie Kirk. But back to what I was saying, this is definitely this is definitely a travesty on so many different levels. That this is a travesty because this is a person, as you heard, that Sarah reported. Thank you, Sarah, so much. That she reported. This is a person that was about free speech. This is a person that was about public speaking. This was the person who was about, if I could say it the right way, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to say the wrong thing. All right? I don't want to say the wrong thing. Okay? So let me say it this way. This was the person who spoke out and battled you, debated you on, I don't want to say his beliefs versus your beliefs, but just certain facts. I've watched a few of his debates, and he do make some good points. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. I don't agree with everything that he says, but he does make some good points. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, America, we have got to do better. We have definitely got to do better. Just because you disagree with somebody, it doesn't mean to just act in such a violent way because you disagree with them. They didn't attack. If they didn't physically attack you, they were just attacking you with words. Then attack them back with words. That's it. That's all you gotta do. If they attack you with words, attack them back with words.
Bruh.
That's all you really gotta do. And that's it. Just attack them back with words. It's no reason to get violent. And this person, and I was just discussing this with some people, and I said some people might agree with me, some people might not agree with me, but I said he's like the modern day. He's the modern day Martin Luther King.
Bruh.
I know you disagree,
Bruh.
but in my world, he's sort of the modern day Caucasian version of Martin Luther King.
Bruh.
Non-violence, but he spoke the truth on to me on so many different levels. He spoke the truth. On so many different levels, he spoke the truth. Okay? Now, y'all, most of my listeners, they know how I feel about politics. I'm not the one in favor of politics. I don't really like them. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Bruh.
but this was definitely. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But this was definitely a political attack. This was definitely a political attack.
Bruh.
Definitely, 100% that this was a political attack. Now, there was some new footage because we had watched the footage. Now, I didn't watch the footage repeatedly. I think I saw it about 3 or 4 times. Yeah, 3 or 4 times. Okay, cause I can't watch nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Bruh.
Shut up, Ed. I can't watch nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So, after some of the people, they watched the footage, there was some discovery. It wasn't only, but if you look it up, they've discovered it too, but I forgot who discovered it, that there was somebody sitting on a building. Okay, so this was a loud pop. If you look on other platforms, you'll probably see it and hear it, and they'll show you all that stuff. I was able to look through it. We can't air it on this platform, but it was definitely, in my opinion, it was definitely an assassination. It was only one shot. It was it was only one shot. It was just like the Trump situation. In my opinion, it was just like the Trump situation. It was just one shot. It was directed directly at him, which was sad. That's what I'm saying. This is something, again, I've said it before in different episodes. This was, okay, an unnecessary killing. That's what this was. This was a senseless killing.
Bruh.
Senseless. This was senseless. It made no sense to kill this man. In my opinion, it made no sense to kill this man. And a lot of people talk about the security and the stuff like that. Let me tell you something. Whether it was 6 guys, what did they say? 5 to 6 guys that was there, 5 to 6 security guards. 5 to 6 officers that was there, 10 officers, 15. It wouldn't have mattered, okay? Because you have to think of it like this. There was somebody able to still hit Donald Trump, okay? And when he was running for office, okay? And there was Secret Service there, okay? There was Secret Service in that area.
Bruh.
And they were still able to hit him in the ear.
Bruh.
So sometimes it don't matter like I said, I'm a two-headed coin on this, but sometimes it really doesn't matter the level of security that you have when you are holding stuff like in an open area. Come on,
Bruh.
I don't want to say it, but come on.
Bruh.
And this was a tight area. I watched it. This was a tight area. A tight area for them to control. But I will say this. Most of the stuff that this guy he talked about, it's sort of common. Really? It's like it's sort of common sense. Most of it to me is like it's sort of common sense. Some of it is a little bit off, but
Message.
You watch him and you make your own decision. You know what I'm saying? You watch him and you make your own decision. But to me, most of it was like, it was common sense. So we still have some more. Okay, so we still have some more audio. Let's play that. This is from the governor, the governor of Utah, and also President Trump. Let's play that. Get into that. Play that real quick.
Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country. But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has wrought on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Yo, that was a nice cut. That was a nice cut. I agree with every single word that was said. That was said in that speech. I agree with every single word. This violence, this political violence, it needs to stop. And what people need to understand is this. Even though it was somebody that was in the eye of the people and was a political figure, this is still, and I want people to understand this. This is still a school shooting.
Message.
Whatever, but it's still a school shooting. Even though it was targeted at one person, and this was an assassination that was done on a school campus, this is still a school shooting. It's still a school shooting, and it's very sad that this had to happen to this man. He was only 31.
Bruh.
31.
Bruh.
Very sad. Very sad. But I agree with the governor and the president. Yes, this is one of our amendments, the freedom of speech. This is why most YouTubers, this is why I do what I do, is the freedom of speech, the freedom that I have to come and sit here and say what I think and say, give my view and my opinion on any topic that's thrown at me.
Message.
That's the freedom that we have that most countries don't have. Most people don't have. That's the freedom we have, ladies and gentlemen. And we should honor that. I don't think anybody should be killed for their view or their opinion on anything. I have different views. I mean, I have a lot of different views on transgender and different things like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Bruh.
I'm not going to shut up.
Bruh.
But I'm not going to discuss that now. But I have different views. That doesn't mean that I should be killed for my views or anybody else. This was a person who sat out there. He went out there. He debated with people. Stop. He debated with people. Okay, if you had a view that you had, he debated his view against y'all. Now, this is what America, I'm not saying America, but yeah, America is built off debates. This is how it goes in Congress. This is how it goes in the Senate. This is how it goes in damn near any form of business. There is some type of debate or negotiations or something happening. This is how the world works, people. This is how it works.
Message.
I don't understand why this took place, but they are on a search. The FBI has got involved with this search, which I'm sure pretty much y'all have heard. The FBI has got involved with this search, and it's just like I just hope. I'm hoping that they catch the person. I've never met him personally. I don't know anybody who has met him, but I have watched his debates. I've watched his debate. I think we watched his debate. Then we watched. Sorry about that. Then we watched one of his debates one of his live debates or something like that. Yeah, I believe we watched one of his debates. I don't know if it was live or not, but I believe we watched one of his debates at one of the universities at one point, which most people have seen. I mean, most people have seen clips of stuff like that. I don't know if most people have watched full debates from beginning to end, but we did watch one of his debates from beginning to end just to see who he was, because he was getting a little hot. But at the end of the day, this was an innocent life that was taken, and it shouldn't have been taken. And regardless of what the motive is, I in my opinion, this guy's life, it shouldn't have been taken. You know what I'm saying? He spoke for a lot of positive and good things. He spoke against a lot of stupid stuff and I don't even want to say, I don't want to say it, but I have to say it, the left and the right, because I'm not really with the politics of the left and the right. I just think you should follow what's moral. You understand what I'm saying? Just what's moral.
Message.
Who gives a damn about Democrats or Republicans? Let's follow what's moral. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it, but I don't want to get too much into that. All right, I just think that this was an assassination. This was definitely assassination. If anybody view it as anything different, they are wrong. This was definitely assassination. And to anybody who is gloating off of this and celebrating this man's death, I just want to say, do you want to play that? I don't know if you want to play that. I really don't want to hear it. But to anybody who is celebrating this man's death, you're wrong. To celebrate any innocent death, anybody who's been taken for no reason, just for what they are speaking, if they're not doing no criminal act, just for what they are speaking, for you to celebrate that, I mean, it's wrong. It's wrong in my opinion. And at the end of the day, just to throw it out there, let's see what they do at your funeral.
Bruh.
Let's see what they do at your funeral. All right, we are well over our time. We're going to do a follow-up story on this, definitely. All right, I want to thank all my listeners for tuning in. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I so appreciate that. Also, check out our listeners to see what other platforms that we are on. Until next episode, ladies and gentlemen, stay blessed and not stressed. I will see y'all later. Peace out. Peace out.